Yellowstone's Kelly Reilly's huge role in Guy Ritchie film that fans forgot about. Fans of the hit series Yellowstone are eager for more of Kelly Reilly's captivating performances after the show wrapped up its fifth season. The British actress, who plays the formidable Beth Dutton, began her acting journey with a role in Prime Suspect after reaching out to the producers for work. At a time when the series featured the legendary Helen Mirren of 1923 fame. Reilly's breakthrough came in 2008 with a lead role in the horror flick Eden Lake, and she continued her ascent to stardom by landing a part in the 2009 blockbuster Sherlock Holmes. Starring alongside Robert Downey Jr., who portrayed the iconic detective and clinched a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor, and Jude Law as Dr. John Watson. Reilly found herself under the direction of Guy Ritchie in this mystery action spectacle. In Sherlock Holmes, Reilly took on the role of Mary Morstan, a governess whose engagement to Watson sparks tension with Holmes. Reflecting on her experience during the production, Reilly shared with The Independent, "There was such great banter and respect." Despite only spending a brief time on set, she recounted the pressure she felt. "I was literally on it a week, spread out over a month, so it's not like I got my feet under and realized what the set was really like. Most of the time I was just like," she freezes in fear, telling myself, "Don't mess up." Interestingly, Reilly didn't have to audition for her Sherlock Holmes role and was candid about her initial uncertainty regarding Ritchie's directorial approach, saying, "The two women's roles are not exactly ones you would break your heart over trying to get. Unless you want to work with Robert Downey Jr. and just do a cracking good scene with him, which is enough for me, thanks very much." And it was worth it. But as far as a female role that I want to attack and play and go very deeply into, I don't think that's the film I'm gonna find it on. Although CBR.com stated the film wouldn't have worked without Kelly Reilly, as she is the anchor of film. They explained that Mary is the only character who develops naturally, and she is the only person that viewers can really relate to. Thanks to her understated yet solid performance, Reilly brings an air of authenticity to Mary, which pays off when Holmes and his team, including Mary, close in on Professor James Moriarty. Before she became the fiery, unforgettable Beth Dutton on Yellowstone, Kelly Reilly already had a major brush with cinematic greatness, though many fans seem to have forgotten. Years before she roamed the rugged Montana plains, Reilly stepped into the stylish, dangerous, and unpredictable world of Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes films, securing a role that proved her range was far wider than many American viewers realized. In the 2009 Sherlock Holmes movie directed by Ritchie, Reilly played Mary Morstan, the warm, intelligent love interest of Dr. John Watson, portrayed by Jude Law. While the film buzzed with Robert Downey Jr.'s magnetic performance as the legendary detective and Ritchie's signature fast-cut action sequences, it was Reilly's subtle, genuine portrayal of Mary that gave the movie heart. Amid the clashing swords, ticking bombs, and snarling villains, Reilly grounded Watson's world in something tender and human. Her performance was crucial, even if many fans today, caught up in the Beth Dutton tornado, have forgotten it. Mary Morstan isn't a throwaway role in Arthur Conan Doyle's universe, and Reilly played her with the quiet grace and strength that Yellowstone fans would later come to know in a very different form. In Sherlock Holmes, Mary is the beacon Watson yearns toward, the promise of a life beyond endless adventures and danger. Reilly captured that dynamic perfectly. With a single glance or a steady smile, she communicated a depth of feeling that Ritchie wisely gave breathing room to, even amid his frenzied, kinetic directing style. But back in 2009, Reilly wasn't yet a household name in the United States. In the UK, she had built a reputation as a serious actress, shining in period dramas like Pride and Prejudice and intense thrillers such as Eden Lake. She had already been nominated for a Laurence Olivier Award, one of the highest honors in British theater. Yet in the U.S., where Sherlock Holmes raked in over $500 million worldwide, Reilly's work remained quietly brilliant, almost like a secret waiting to explode. And explode it would, eventually. In the film, Mary Morstan is first introduced in a restaurant scene that subtly sets the tone for the entire movie's emotional stakes. Watson intends to propose marriage, signaling a potential end to his adventures with Holmes. The dinner goes sideways, of course, thanks to Holmes' neurotic interference. Yet throughout it all, Reilly's Mary radiates a mixture of patience, wit, and resilience. She's no simpering Victorian damsel, she's her own woman. It's the kind of role that, in lesser hands, could have faded into the background. Instead, Reilly gave Mary quiet steel, a glint of determination behind her soft exterior. Sound familiar, Yellowstone fans? The seeds of Beth Dutton's unbreakable will, razor wit, and layered vulnerability were all there, just in a different form. Watching Reilly hold her own opposite Jude Law's Watson and Robert Downey Jr.'s eccentric Holmes, you can spot the early DNA of the screen-dominating presence she would become. Interestingly, Reilly reprised her role in Sherlock Holmes, A Game of Shadows, 2011, the sequel that saw Mary and Watson finally married. Yet even then, her screen time was relatively limited, squeezed between the film's globe-trotting adventures and explosive set pieces. Still, Reilly's Mary made an impression. In a movie bursting with chaos, her quiet grace gave Watson, and the audience, something real to anchor to. Fast forward to 2018, and Reilly's career transformed overnight when Yellowstone premiered. Beth Dutton wasn't just another character, she was a cultural phenomenon. Fans marveled at Reilly's ferocity, her guttural emotional range, her ability to deliver stinging one-liners and heart-wrenching vulnerability, often in the same scene. For many, it felt like she had burst onto the scene out of nowhere. But she hadn't. The truth is, Kelly Reilly had been doing brilliant, layered work for years, and her collaboration with Guy Ritchie on Sherlock Holmes was a huge stepping stone. It was proof that she could hold her own among massive stars, anchor emotional subplots in blockbuster chaos, and leave a lasting impact with relatively limited screen time. It's fascinating to imagine. If Yellowstone fans were to go back and rewatch Sherlock Holmes today, how differently would they see Mary Morstan? Would they spot the quiet confidence that would later explode into Beth Dutton's tempestuous energy? Would they notice the subtle danger behind Reilly's soft voice? A reminder that, even when she's playing a character wrapped in silk and Victorian manners, she could still cut you down with a single look. The connections are undeniable. In both roles, Reilly plays women who love deeply but refuse to be conquered. Mary Morstan is no less vital to Watson's world than Beth Dutton is to the Yellowstone Ranch. In both cases, Kelly Reilly ensures that love never equals weakness. Instead, it becomes the very source of strength. Today, as Kelly Reilly dominates headlines and awards chatter for her searing portrayal of Beth, it's worth remembering that her journey was paved by roles like Mary Morstan, and by collaborations with visionary directors like Guy Ritchie, who saw in her not just a supporting player, but a star in her own right. In a way, it feels fitting. Sherlock Holmes was a story about hidden truths, about the mysteries lurking just beneath the surface. And Kelly Reilly herself was one of Hollywood's best-kept secrets back then, a mystery hiding in plain sight, waiting for the right role to reveal her full brilliance. Now, thanks to Yellowstone, the world knows exactly what she's capable of. But for those who look back, those early glimpses, including her forgotten huge role with Guy Ritchie, show that Kelly Reilly was always destined to be unforgettable.